Hi there, I'm Greg Bro here with Atomic Sketch. You can find us the last Thursday of every month here at the Green Eye Lounge, 6 to 10 o'clock. I'm here with Rodney Dollah, our Artist of the Month. Rodney, how you doing?
Smashing.
Smashing!
I've been wanting to say that forever. I got a chance to use it.
Finally. So Rodney, you've been coming here for a while. You're kind of an Atomic Sketch regular for how many years now?
It's been a long time. Drink helps me fail to remember the years, but it's probably been at least 6, almost 7 years.
So about as long as we've been doing this, you've been around.
Yeah. I try to come almost every month. I try.
Well, thank you for that. So can you kind of describe to us what your approach is or what it is that you usually illustrate for us here at the Green Eye?
Well, it's usually whatever I feel at that moment. Actually, what the brush or the pencil feels. I don't really have like a technique, or most of the time there is no idea behind it until the first strokes of line or brush go down. Then I try to kind of figure out where it's going from there.
And so where do you feel that approach kind of started out? Like what was the genesis?
I was a concept artist for a bunch of years, and sometimes I'd just get stuck and I wouldn't know what to do, so I would grab a pad of paper and a shitty, can I swear?
No!
A crappy El Marco marker. They don't even make these things anymore. And I would sit in a chair, I'd turn the light down and actually off, and I would just scribble. And I'd turn the light on, and I would look at this mess to see what I could find in there. And from there, I would come up with ideas for things. So that's where that came from.
So just kind of finding a method somewhere in that madness.
Imagination is within your mind, in your head. It's not physically put out yet. But once you take that imagination and your idea or the motion from your head and put it to paper, then it's physically there for you in this realm. And then you find it, and 2D and 3D are basically the same thing. It's more of a challenge 2D because what you're doing is you're chiseling out on a flat surface instead of mass. So it's actually, I think it's more fun to do that. I do both, but drawing and painting is actually sculpting as well. So,
yeah, you're kind of manifesting and realizing things sort of in tandem with one another. And so, I mean, for the most part, what I've seen here, it's a lot of black and white work. What kind of approach, or do you find that there are similar forms that you're working with in your work? Can we take a look at one of these things here?
I work in all mediums, but what I do is I get attached to one for a certain amount of time, and I roll with it. And then at one point I get bored because I get bored quick. That's why I usually work on like 4 or 5 things at one time because I get bored with whatever I'm working on, and I'll move to the next thing, and then it's just full circle. So the same thing with the medium. Once I'm kind of felt like I've gotten to a certain point, then I'll move on to something else. And I'll eventually come back to it, but if it's work related and I'm getting paid for it, then I will work with whatever it calls for. 2D, 3D, paint, brush, ink, or animation on a computer or whatnot. They're all tools, really.
It's just a bunch of expensive pencils.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what gets me is people with computers and doing art. Oh, Mac or PC. It's not the Mac or PC. It's a tool. It's you. So, and it's kind of the same thing with the traditional medium. So,
now in terms of, you've got a lot of different projects going on here. You brought a book with you, Rodney Dollah's Little Book of Monsters.
Little Book of Monsters. It's a book that I started years ago. I used to handle the forum with Brian Haberlin, the guy that created Witchblade. And we would do a thing for Halloween, and I would come up with an idea, and everybody would create something. And then finally, after a few years, I got so much great art. And I'm like, guys, if we could really do something really good, I'll bring in my friends from the film industry, video games, or comic books, and we'll have them as guest artists, and we'll have a challenge, and I'll pick out the best art, and I'll publish a book. And that's what happened. And it's been an annual thing for the last 3-4 years now, and I usually bring in guys, different artists from the industries as guest artists, and I open up submissions. And October 1st, I usually release last year's book, And from October 1st through the 28th, I show art submissions. And on Halloween, I release the book.
So that's coming up like tomorrow, a couple days.
Yeah, so I'm having a gallery show at Gallery Provocateur Saturday, and I'm having a release party there, and I have artists from the book that are going to be showing and selling their things there too, as well as other artists from the dark arts, I guess you'd call it. So,
How long does that show run at Gallery Provocateur?
The opening is tomorrow, and that runs, I believe, through February. And then February is another show with Boris Vallejo. The gallery is a very known gallery. The gallery holds art from H.R. Geiger, Clive Barker, Frank Frazetta's work has been there, so it's a really well-known gallery. So I'm actually kind of moved that they asked me to be in it, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's hella rad. So where can we pick up this book in the meantime?
You could look up Little Book of Monsters or my name, Rodney Dollah, and you'll find it anywhere through Google. So yeah, just look up the name or my name, and you could buy it.
And how about your own work? How can we see what you're making?
Wow. So most of my stuff, I really can't show too much of it because it's a non-disclosure agreements that I have. But if you look up my name again, you'll find a blog and you'll see things like this, fun things, and I post usually there. So it's just rodneydollah.blogspot.com. Yes, Blogspot still, because
Yes, there's a live journal presence. There are a few things. Don't judge me.
You could take a look and see some of my work there.
Okay. Well, cool, Rodney. Yeah, I really appreciate your coming here every month, and we love seeing your work. Again, I'm Greg Bro here with Rodney Dollah here at the Green Eye Lounge for Atomic Sketch. You can find us last Thursday of every month. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We need more people to watch this other than my mom. All right. Good night.